What's up, guys? All right, we're going to talk about the engagement category. So the engagement category obviously is one of the most important ones. It's how you generate social proof. And as you can see, there are three different categories down in engagement. There's the post engagement, which is what we're going to use in the Ninja ad lifecycle, which is going to get us that social proof, right? It's going to get us the likes on our ads. It's going to get us the comments. It's going to get us the shares. And we're going to use a hack that I figured out over the years, spending millions and millions of dollars on Facebook ads, that's going to make it so much cheaper for us to get a huge amount of engagement for, our ads, and which is what you need really to, keep people interested. Because like your boy P.T. Barnum, the original circus guy, nothing draws a crowd quite like a crowd. So the other form of engagement ads are page likes. And so page likes are super important because similarly with social proof for an ad, right? If you're running an ad and it's running 20% off, like your brand new Corgi t-shirt, and it has 0 likes, 0 comments, and 0 shares, people are going to be like, wow, that shirt sucks. But if it has 500 likes or 1,000 likes and 100 comments and like 10 shares or something like that, people are going to say, okay, wow, other people like this shirt, which means I like this shirt. People are the crowd mob mentality. It's just human nature. Similarly with your page. In the new kind of digital era that we live in, people establish like a lot of validity from companies based off of their Facebook page, based off their Facebook presence. I personally do it. If I'm going to go to a Shopify store, for example, I'll say, okay, is this company legit? And one of the first things that I do is go and see, do they have a Facebook page? Do they have 1,000 people that like their page? Do they have 5,000? Do they have 10,000? And literally subconsciously, it assigns a little bit more merit and legitimacy to their business. And I know that if I do it, then a lot of other people are doing it. And just from my own personal experience, having at least a reasonably high level of engagement and social proof for your actual Facebook page is very important as far as like establishing business legitimacy. And so the page like campaign literally shows your advertisement to people who are likely, again, through their Facebook history and their browsing patterns and how they use the Facebook app, for example, have proven that they're likely to like a page from an ad. And similarly, guys, you have to tell people what to do. So if you're going to run a page like advertisement, right there in your ad copy, right, where you actually write out the text, you want to say, hey, like, go out and like my page. And again, we're going to run through and actually create campaigns in most of these different marketing objectives and show you all of the settings that I personally use. But the purpose of this module is to kind of get your cogs and your wheels turning of when you're going to be using each one of these marketing objectives. And then later on in future modules, we're going to show you exactly how to create these ad campaigns literally from start to finish, all of the settings we use, all of the hacks, right? Because there's a ton of different little considerations, like do you optimize for impressions or link clicks? There's a lot of things that we're gonna teach you exactly how to set up all of these important campaigns. And some of them we're not gonna use, like store visits or app installs, just because they're not applicable to like 99% of people who are gonna be part of the Ninja family in this course and just running Facebook ads in general. But again, if you guys are interested in these ones that are not commonly used, then just tag me in the private student group and I'd be happy to go through those. So that is page likes. Event responses is if you want people to actually engage with your event. So like if you're creating like an event ad, for example, like you have a grand opening of your new club or something like that, and you want people to engage with it to kind of give the not illusion, but to make it look like your event is super popular and a lot of people are interested in it, because again, I'm not going to keep repeating myself, but people are interested in things that other people have already shown interest in. Nobody wants to be the first to like something. Nobody wants to be the first to comment on something. So those are the hardest ones. And so establishing that first kind of cheaper, using the kind of developing countries with much cheaper cost of living. And so there's much cheaper likes and engagement costs for those countries to kind of build up engagement, and then running them in the more expensive markets where you're actually going to get your sales, like the US and the UK and things like that. That is how we do it. So that is engagement. Again, we talked about in foreign countries, and we're going to talk about exactly which ones to run them in. Here's 4 of my favorites: Pakistan, India, Philippines, and Thailand. These countries give you such unbelievably cheap cost per likes. You can get them for like literally significantly less than a cent per like or per engagement, depending on how well you set these up. And so the next thing that we're going to talk about, guys, is probably one of the most important hacks that I've ever figured out related to Facebook advertising. So I like to call it the social duplication ninja hack. And guys, what this does is it allows you to kind of leverage all of the social proof on a single ad across a ton of different split tests. And let me explain that a couple other ways because it's so important that you understand, right? So for this, for the ad lifecycle, we're doing engagement first, then traffic, then conversions, right? But when we make this very first engagement campaign, we want to make that ad as if it was our final conversion campaign. So we're not making like an ad that says, like, hey, come and engage and like do all this like engagement stuff, right? Because the first ad that we make is going to be the final product that we're actually running traffic to our site with and that we're running conversion campaigns to our site with, right? And the reason that we do it that way, guys, is because Facebook allows you to actually use existing posts. So think about it like this. Every time you make an ad on Facebook, it's the same thing as a Facebook post. Yes, it's an ad, but it's still technically a Facebook post inside of Facebook. And so what the social duplication ninja hack allows you to do is it allows you to use an existing post. So once we create these social engagement ads, right, and these ads exist, they exist as a post, right? One of the cool things that you can do with Facebook advertising, and this is one of the coolest hacks I've ever figured out. So drop your phone, put your dog down or whatever you're doing right now, pay attention. Because once you create this first engagement ad, it has its own what's called a post ID. And so then when you're creating a new ad, right, maybe like a traffic campaign or a conversion campaign, you can create an ad or a post from scratch, or you can use what's called an existing post ID, right? So if you use an existing post, that means that you can now use the social proof that you got for super cheap by using the engagement marketing objective. You can use that and get that engagement you already have on that ad, on that post that already exists. You can now use that same post, but you can use the traffic marketing objective. And so you can actually show your ad now that has a bunch of social proof to people who have proven through their Facebook browsing and app use history to be much more likely to actually become traffic, click on ads, and go to your website. And that's so powerful, right? Because what you can do is once you actually, use that existing post, and guys, if you're confused about this, do not worry. You're gonna watch right over my shoulder as I go through this, step by step by step. We're gonna do this every step of the way for you guys. I'm just introducing the concept now so you understand how amazing and what an amazing hack this is and how important it is, right? Because one of the coolest parts is once you do this once, guys, you can duplicate it as many times as you want. And the powerful thing about that is you can create, you can create an engagement post, get a bunch of cheap likes with the engagement. You can create a traffic campaign. Then next, you can use the existing post ID that kind of migrates over all of the social proof that you got, but now you're using the traffic marketing objective. And then once you do that, guys, and once you use the existing post, every time now that you duplicate that traffic campaign where you use the existing post, every time you duplicate it, it's going to redirect all of the new traffic that you're bringing to that ad to the same post ID. And that is so powerful because now you're showing it to a bunch of different people with different interests, with different split tests, right? You're gonna change one little thing at a time. So you're gonna try to figure out which one is converting the best for you. But all of those different split tests are all pointing to the same post ID. And that's so powerful because now you're showing it to 1,000 people who like Tony Robbins. You're showing it to 1,000 people who like Tim Ferriss, but it's all to the same post ID. So if one person likes it from here, one person likes it from there, now the same post has 2 likes and you just get more and more social proof, which then, creates a snowball effect because the more social proof you have, the more interested cold traffic and new people seeing the ad become, and then the more social proof you get. So it's a beautiful process. So obviously I get really excited about that. And again, the social duplication ninja hack, we will talk about in depth, much more in the course, and how to make it work and really explode the profitability of your campaigns just using this single hack. I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it over my shoulder. Right, so we did talk about page-like campaigns, right here under engagement. It's a really good way to kind of build social proof for your actual Facebook page. So if anybody, wants to come check out Kevin David, see if he's legit, see if he's, weird and selling, counterfeit corgi merch or whatever, and they come and they see, okay, well, he has 30,000 page likes, so he's probably not, gonna like scam me out of my corgi merchandise money. App installs is the next marketing objective. This one is not particularly widely used. Obviously, for app developers and things like that, it is. We are not going to go in depth on this one, but again, like always, if you guys have specific questions, if you're an app developer and you join the course specifically for that, tag me in the private group and I'd love to chat. That is everything as an introduction for the engagement category, how to build social proof. We talked about the post engagement, page likes, event responses, and we briefly touched on app installs. So I hope you guys enjoyed that one, and let's get to the next.